Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live, guys.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
What up?
I'm doing great. I'm having a little technical difficulty. Just give me 1 second.
I think we lost Rob for a minute.
Yeah, I say he's having technical difficulties.
But what's up, everybody? It's Joe and Chuck here from Body of Filth. We're
Hi.
we're out here. We're live. We're just waiting for Rob to hop back on. Rob and John, concert junkies. So make sure you subscribe to their channels. Show them some support. So as soon as they hop back on, bear with us for a minute. Shoot some messages into the chat. Let's answer some questions with you guys.
I really get to. Oh, this says live. I can't get
It
into it.
says we're live. Crystal said she was on there too. Not seeing it.
She doesn't see it.
All right, I'm back. I got booted out for some reason. So let's try this again. Who's ever haven't been here? I'm Rob, and can you introduce yourselves again?
What's up? I'm Joe, guitarist, manager, Body of Filth.
Chuck Shumway, drummer, body of the filth. Body of filth.
Wow. Yeah, thanks for having us here, Rob.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for coming. I'm going to ask a boring question first because everybody's going to want to know anyway. How did you get the name?
Yeah, so, Body of Filth actually was one of those round robins of band names that everybody was just throwing out. And it was one that everybody just agreed on. So it was like, a whole group chat where, of course, there were ridiculous names, things that were never going to make it. And then Body of Filth was the one that stuck out for all of us. And we just jumped on it and coined that right away.
Do you remember any of the other names that it could have been?
Actually, I don't, because there were so many. It was just like a wall of names. We had actually Strip the Flesh before. We created a page for it, and we're about to roll with that. And then just didn't quite grab for us, especially with some other bands with similar names. You have Peeling Flesh, and they were already around. So it was like, that's not going to work for us very well.
All right, I ask this question every episode, and I don't care if people are tired of hearing it, because there's always a different answer. Not musically, but as a person, what do you want to leave behind?
What do I want to leave behind?
Yeah, your legacy.
Yeah, I want to leave my legacy for my kids and my family, and that's basically what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great answer, Chuck.
Thank you.
For me, I'm a cannabis grower outside of being a musician. So I would really like to leave my name out there as somebody great doing this. Just leave my name on the industry. I'm in it. I'm the head of what I do in a cultivation. It's a big passion of mine. So it's something that I would love to. When somebody thinks of something great out of that industry, at least my name will come up at some point in time, and that's really what I would like to do. Just leave that behind.
From the beginning to now, what is your best memory on being on stage?
For me, was actually recently. We played a show recently where our now former bassist Lauren was leaving the band, and our friend Earl, who was our original drummer, came back and to play bass for us. So having all of us on stage where Lauren and Earl swapped out, Chuck's our drummer now. Just having all of these amazing people up there at one time was like really surreal. I'm up there with my friends, and then not just a few friends that because they're not in the band they can't be there. So for me it was really awesome. I had everybody up there that's who I hang out with, and we were all doing something that we love together, and it wasn't just the band. It was, the band and family, and that's what it was like. So that was, for me, that's pretty much one of the highlights of ever playing on stage.
Yeah, that was a good show. I'd say probably when we did the little Reno in California little mini tour. It was pretty recently after I moved to Vegas and joined the band. But it was a pretty fun experience. We all piled in the truck and took a road trip and got to meet a lot of cool bands like Grey Bush and Wormflesh, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun too.
That whole trip was probably my favorite.
So as a band, it's normally like a family thematic. Like it's a like who's the kind of weird, like who's the father of the band, who's the mother, are you closer with another band member than you are anybody else? Like, is there the
we already know the answer to this. So we all know Joe's the father. He's already been labeled oldest man in Beatdown, so he already has that role. And then Ryan definitely is the mother of the band.
So hilarious.
Keeping us all in check.
Yeah.
And then the rest of us are just, I don't know. I think we all have a pretty crucial role in how we are as a band. We have a good relationship with each other. And it makes it a lot easier when you all get along.
Yeah, I totally agree. I definitely see myself as that father role, and Ryan is my band wife, so he's the mother.
True. Mommy.
And Fun Dip, our vocalist, he's 22, and it's like, shit, I have a couple kids that are older than he is, so it's taking him under too is like, looking out for him. He's the young guy in the band, so it's always like, all right, what's Fun Dip doing? Make sure he's, behaving and, and being responsible and, just having everything he needs just because, he's young, not really been through anything too much as far as, like the whole band life goes. So the most experience he's really grabbing is from just being around us. We're older. We've kind of been through it a lot. So we kind of fall into our roles, like Chuck said.
So does that hinder the writing process since he's a lot younger? Like, is there? Let me not say hinder, but is there? He brings new edge to the table. Is there?
Yeah, I would say it doesn't hurt the dynamic at all. In fact, I think if anything, it really helps us out. So I've been playing for a long time. I've listened to a big span of how a lot of music's evolved, and bringing in these young fresh minds, but still having myself that younger fresher mind where I have the experience to write these songs or write songs with Ryan and Chuck, you know, and Earl, and create the music where Fun Dip will bring in a more, you know, like even from 2000s deathcore and things like that, you kind of had this one type of scream. There wasn't this big, huge range like there is now. There was plenty of range, but not like it is now. Now people are making crazy noises and, you know, sounding like a toilet drain and all that stuff. And that's what he does. And he brings that to the table, which just enhances us. You know, all it does is bring us up. His lyric content is great, you know. So
Yeah.
I think it does nothing but help us out. And, it doesn't hinder us in any way. Yeah. There's, you know, not really any problems with it, you know, where it's like, hey, you know, this is a little immature, nothing like that. You know, it's just,
Yeah, Fun Dip's kind of an anomaly. He's an old soul for sure.
yeah.
You know, he's not like most 22-year-old kids, and he gets along with us good. And like I said, we're all a team in this, and I think that's what makes it what it is, for sure.
So for the writing process of the team, or do you do skeleton, or do you do, what do you call it, lyrics first and then?
Most of the time it's Ryan and I will get together and have some writing sessions on the weekends, and we'll kind of map them out a little bit, what we're thinking of, send them over to the guys. They'll all check them out and then kind of put their spins on it, you know. So Chuck will throw drums over it. Sometimes we'll program a drum beat in there and be like, this is what we're thinking. So he'll enhance that, make it better, change the patterns, you know, just really create it into his own. And that's mostly how we kind of do our writing. You know, it just starts with the guitars. Vocals usually come right at the end. He's like, all right, let me get you guys to know exactly where your changes are. He wants to be able to hit all the cadences right, where the, you know, maybe they emphasize hits or chugs. And so he'll wait for the end to really get all the lyrics in there.
So lyrics are done last.
Yeah.
So when you're tracking everything, it's just all the instrumentals, everything else is done, and then he comes in later on.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. He'll jump in right at the end as soon as everything's all done, and we'll throw him in there. Now, there are times where he'll throw on some vocals, and you know, we might hear something that's like, oh, you know, be really cool with that vocal spot. Then we'll make some minor changes, but for the most part, yeah, right at the end.
Do you feel it's easier to do stuff at home or go to a studio and do it there?
For me, it's easy to do at home. I had a studio in Alaska, so I have pretty much all the equipment I need to do all my drumming and whatever. So it works out pretty good. Joe, and he does most of the tracking over here with the guitar players and the vocals, and I'm across town. So he usually, when he's got his tracking done, he'll send it over to me. I can throw my drums in it, and then we send it back. And then, so I find it easier to work from home because you don't have to take the time out or go spend the money at the studio to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Same way. Yeah. Since we do the tracking, it works out for us right now. It's a great dynamic. It gives us the freedom to take the time and make things perfect. Whereas if we paid X amount of dollars and spent 10 hours in the studio, all right, are we starting to get pressed for time, or we have to come out of budget more and do more time because some things didn't quite sound the way we wanted to, didn't work out the way we wanted them to, or we came up with changes along the way, which took more time to now retrack and put in there. So right now our dynamic with us doing it's been really helpful for us.
What is your favorite song to play live?
The unreleased one right now for me.
Yeah. So we have two new tracks coming out, but one that will come out a little later. That one is really fun for us. It's a little different from our norm. Still heavy, still beat downish, still got the slam riffs, but it's a lot faster. It's got a lot more blast beats, you know, it's got a lot more groove. And right now that's the funnest one to play. If we go back to some older songs, I think most of us like playing Frailty, which we just released, about 4 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago.
I've never asked this question before, but it came across my mind earlier today. Do you like going on tour with the same people over and over again? Because I see that a lot.
So, for the sake of doing it with our friends, I wouldn't mind that so much. But that does leave for a stale tour, where it's a lot of people aren't really going to keep flocking back to it, So in that situation, in my mind, I would think you have to just you can't go back to the same spot with the same tour, at least right away. And you really got to spread it out to where people close by will come and see you. Then you end up in their town, and now they're not going to see you because they've already seen that tour. I love playing with the friends, but
like I know the pull is there, but outsider looking in, I didn't go to something because it was the same. It was the same
right,
tour.
Right.
Yeah.
I like doing shows with different bands because it also, sometimes we don't know these guys. Like Snuff Tape, for instance, we met them down in Arizona, and it's cool, like meeting new musicians and other bands, and then building that network, especially in other towns. So I would say I wouldn't want to tour with the same bands a lot. No.
Yeah.
Like, except for the band you just mentioned, is there any up and coming bands that you like? I want them on tour with us.
Let's see.
So
would
Oblivion would be good.
Yeah. Well, I guess would we be referring to us as our tour, our headliners, or just a tour we could hop on? If it's a tour we had headline, then yeah, our homies and Within Oblivion are fun. We played one show. We played a show with them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we played.
And but we know the guys. They're a lot of fun. They'd be cool to go out with. Our homies and Take. Those guys are a lot of fun. We've done some local shows here with them, and just a couple shows in Arizona, and they're super fun. So it'd be nice to take them out with us, and do a nice little good run. For me, if we could hop on something bigger, I'm really big into Peeling Flesh right now, so I would love to hop on just anything with those dudes and get out there and crush it.
No, because I keep seeing the same tour every other year or the same year. It just, I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, that's and we see a lot of it. And what's unfortunate with Vegas is that even though a lot of those same lineups are out touring, a lot of them don't even come here. So it's like, oh, maybe it'll come this time, and they don't, and then they don't, and then they don't.
No, like I'm from New Jersey. Sometimes it's like I don't mind traveling, but I'm saying sometimes I look at the thing and I'm like, oh, they missed Jersey again. Okay, like
it's a bummer. I just want to see a good show.
But people don't realize it's not that what do you call the bands have anything against coming to your city. It's just dates don't work out. Things don't work out. Like it's not what do you call it. They're punishing you for any reason. It's
usually down to money.
It's down to money, and it's how there's only so many venues, so many. So they have Cyndi Lauper that it right. doesn't always work out that way. Like,
and over here there's go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you were saying.
Yeah, out here there's so many things to do and so many shows that can happen that trying to find that one night for a metal show where everybody's going to go, it's it gets difficult. it gets difficult for a lot of bands. There's one larger band we were speaking to at NOM, and they were saying, one of the reasons they haven't been back to play is a lot of places don't feel like it comes down to the money, where, they'll make the money that the venue needs to, kind of give everybody the guarantees and know it's going to do well, so they just kind of, even if they will, and they drop their guarantees, they were, mentioning that it's happening to a lot of bands. So I guess I could see that, or some promoters don't have the confidence in the band to draw what they need to draw to make it a worthwhile show, and they end up not coming to an agreement, and that's it. They never come.
And by where you guys are, there's so many residencies. Like there.
Man.
Well, they make money.
Yeah,
They make the big money.
residencies do.
I mean, hand over fist, but I'm just saying, like, if one of the hotels has, say, Britney Spears, or and different music, yes, but I'm just stating the fact of you're playing on Thursday night, so is she. Like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a wash.
Yeah, there's a lot of that goes on around here. So just got to pick and choose which shows. Do your research ahead of time. Try to see anything you can that might hinder your show from doing well, especially as a smaller band. Like we're not a very big band at all, and getting that draw really makes a difference on what happens in town that night. It makes a huge difference for us.
You ever think about doing a pop-up show at what do you call it, downtown?
Like Fremont or something? Art district?
It would be fun.
Yeah.
There's definitely some opportunity there to do it. We just haven't done it.
Or at a Denny's or something.
Yeah. Fucking Denny's, man.
What's up, Denny's?
I had a friend that just left working at Sonic. He works with me now, but he could probably get us to throw a nice Sonic parking lot show.
Yeah. Just give us some power. We got speakers.
Shout out Tyler.
I'm just saying it's a win-win. Sonic will make money. You'll make money.
It's just a matter of how fast they'll shut it down. Because I don't know.
So
I'm sure they'd have a problem with it. Oh, sorry.
So you guys growing up, what was your first CD you ever bought, or tape, or record, or not given to you, but with your own money from allowance?
Yeah. So I went in and got White Zombie, Los Exorcisto, Devil Music Volume 1. That was the first tape I ever bought. I probably listened to it a million times. I love that album when I was, what was I? I was probably like 11 or 12 probably. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love that album too. That was one of my first tapes. First tape I bought though with my own money was Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears. And I listened to that thing on repeat every night when I do my homework at school. And I just listened to it over and over and over.
So what was that moment that you're like, I have to play an instrument. I have to be on stage? Was it your first concert you ever went to, or was it watching on MTV? Was it or VH1?
For me, I went to Warped Tour 1996. I was 12 years old, and I was watching NoFX, Bad Religion, Goldfinger, all the classic badass bands, Pennywise. And I just remember seeing those drummers up there tearing it up. And I was just like, I knew right then and there that's what I wanted to do. Just play the drums. So about a year later, I got a drum set and haven't stopped since.
Yeah, for me, I used to listen to like like some rap and hip hop stuff, up until like 7th, 8th grade. Then my one of my good friends, his older brother was selling a guitar, and it was for $10, a little Harmony Stratotone, and it's like a Sears catalog guitar, and
That's a hell of a deal for $10.
yeah, it was from '54, hollow
Wow.
body, super awesome guitar. And he's like, "Yeah, man." It was at his garage sale, and he's like, "I'll sell it to you for $10." And I never really had an interest to play, but my father played, and he would just play all the time, and just like old Zeppelin and Beatles stuff. And I never really got into it. I was just listening to rap and other shit. Then I got the guitar, and instantly, just the minute I grabbed it and held on to it, I was like, this feels nice. I want to learn how to play it. So my dad taught me how to play Day Tripper from the Beatles. It's the first song I ever learned how to play. And I would just play it over and over and over. I had all the basics that you needed to learn how to play guitar, different string, alternate picking, note combinations that taught you a lot. So I kind of just built from there and learned a few more songs with some friends and started a band right away. I think after like 8 or 9 months of learning how to play, we just started a punk band. We weren't very good, but it was so much fun. And ever since then, I was like, that's it. I'm gonna play music.
That would have been a hell of a cover if you guys did it.
Day Tripper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you harmonize it, it'd probably sound pretty dark.
Even with screaming or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
or
we can make
growls,
that
I'm here for it. I mean, I'm definitely here for it.
Well, if it ever comes up, you'll be the first person to hear
That'd be freaking great.
Write that on the list. Day Tripper.
it.
All right, so I'm going to give you a fun question here. I ask this every episode too, and I don't really care. Last Supper scenario. Who are your 12 disciples? What are you eating? But here's a catch. It cannot be any family members. It has to be musicians, cartoon characters, fictional creatures. Just no family members.
No family.
Yeah, I'm 12 of them.
I know.
I was like, that's probably good though, because I don't even think I know 12 people.
So you can do
Hey,
6.
you got cartoons, man.
Yeah, I can do.
I mean,
You know,
you can-
right off the bat, I want
you can-
Powdered Toast Man.
Yeah. Ren and Stimpy.
Hell yeah, dude. I want Lobo from Lobo Comics because he's an asshole. Musicians, man, that's a tough one because all my musician friends.
Alex the Terrible would be good.
Yeah, he's just sitting there screaming
just
at the
sitting there
table the
screaming
whole
at the
time
table.
with his bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex and his bear.
He'd be Jesus.
Yeah, that's tough,
Gotta have a comedian. Will Ferrell would be good. It's really comic.
Yeah, you like Will
I
Ferrell?
like Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Like Step Brothers, get him and John C. Riley in there. Get the team.
Yeah. Shit. You know who's funny? Theo Vaughn. I'd have Theo
Yeah.
Vaughn at my table anytime.
Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
It just turned into
Probably
a
just a
comedy
bunch
night.
of just a bunch of idiots, That would be the best thing. A couple musicians, but definitely Powder Toast, man.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Who's your female though?
The female.
Who is a cool female? Cartoon female? Musician female?
Oh yeah, like what's that? Tatiana from Ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be a good one. Or
The girl from Antheos. I'm drawing a blank on her name, but she was super rad when we met her. She'd be cool to have at the table. Just she's down to earth. She's friendly with people. She doesn't cut you off and be like, all right, I got to talk to the next person now, be on your way. She was nice. Yeah, I don't know if that's 12, but I feel like it was close.
So what are you serving?
Oh, shit, man. What are we serving?
Your favorite
cock meat sandwich. God damn it. That's not what we're serving.
No.
I'm a big prime rib fan, so at my table it would definitely be prime rib.
Yeah, be barbecue.
Barbecue, prime rib.
Mexican food's where it's at too.
Oh,
I'm a
chimichangas.
sucker for like those breakfast burritos or the California burritos. Woo. I'd be okay with that. Like a taco
But I'm
bar.
going with prime rib. That's
prime
my
rib
final
at a
answer.
taco bar.
Prime rib tacos.
Hell yeah.
So when you guys go on tour and gas station food only, what do you grab?
Oh, hot dogs all day. Circle K hot dogs.
Probably beef jerky.
And their hamburgers because they
Yeah.
have a jalapeno
I don't know. I don't do good
cheeseburger.
with food. I might grab like a slice of pizza or like one of those tornadoes or something.
Tornadoes are the worst.
I know. I'm not a fan of gas station food.
But hot dogs all day. They're on the roller. Usually you can tell. You got to at least visually see if they're good or bad. And you can see if they're good and bad. And that'll always be like, all right, that one's a little gray. I'm not eating it. So I'll eat the hot dogs all the
Hot dogs
time.
all day.
And for the shape.
Yeah.
And for the shape?
Yeah.
I eat hot dogs for the shape.
Like,
Emotional, damn it!
Sorry, I throw that in there for that.
that's great.
Perfect. Caught me off guard. It's
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
What did I
happened?
do?
So what was the best advice you were given, and what is the worst advice you were given? Musically or not musically?
What about you, Chuck? What you got?
The best advice I was ever given is probably just to follow your dreams and just be a good person. Worst advice? Let's see. Go get a gas station sandwich.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, for best advice, definitely came from my dad. Just be good at whatever you do. Doesn't matter what it is. Do your best. You'll probably be good at it as long as you're doing your best. So I live by that. Do my best at no matter what it is. I give it my all. If I suck at it, then I gave it my best, and at least I know I did. Worst advice is anything that anybody says, Joe, have another beer, then go do this. Always bad advice. Doesn't matter what it is. And I usually end up doing it.
Yeah.
So that's even more,
Well, it's not the beer. It's those shooters.
yeah,
The shooters get you.
yeah. We can't brand them right now.
I know.
so.
That's why I just said shooters.
So this is a very deep question. I'm piggybacking off a friend of mine for asking this question.
Mhm.
Her name is Melanie of House and Nicks.
What's up, Melanie?
If there was a box of everything you've lost, what is the first thing you're going to look for?
Dang.
I know.
Oh, you know?
Oh yeah, because I lost it when I moved down to from Alaska. Was my 5 terabyte drive with all of my recordings I've done for like the past 5-6 years,
Mm.
and that's all the bands I've recorded and everything. I lost all of it. So and I had all the recordings of like album in progress with one of my bands in Alaska. Gone. So that's the first thing like that comes to mind is to get that back.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping track of my shit, and almost exactly the same thing. It's music that I've recorded younger. That first punk band I was talking about when I grabbed my guitar, we recorded a 12-song album, and I lost that tape immediately after. When I got into metal, I recorded a 6-song CD on my own with a little Tascam 4-track recorder, and lost that as well.
Did you make copies of it?
I did, and I was giving them out like, oh, here, check out this music. And then I get down to my last one, and I'm like, all right, this one's mine. I have it. And then boom, it's fucking lost.
So what was the name of that band?
That very first one we were called Dead Wrong. And then my little solo recordings when I first started to try play metal was it was called Jank 33. And they were fun. It was just fun stuff that I did, you know, stuff growing up. I did some cover songs, and I wish I could find those, but I know they're gone forever. This is 30 years ago, 35 years ago.
That doesn't mean anything.
I know. I just don't know where to find them. I don't know who got them.
Somebody.
Well, we're live right now, and this is on almost every platform. Maybe you'll get it back.
Somebody, man, somebody find it.
Find that
Especially that Dead Wrong tape. 12 songs of just awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, and if anyone finds my tower, mail it to me, please.
Here, I'll give you his address.
Yeah. My phone number, address, bank account number. What else?
If you could pick your own festival, let's do a 3-day festival. Of course, you're headlining.
Yeah, we're headlining a festival.
Who do you want on there?
Oh, man.
Dead or alive?
I mean, we brought a lot of brutal bands. So, like, Dying Fetus, Cannibal Corpse would be good.
Yep.
Some of the old school
ones.
Slaughter to Prevail.
The original lineup of Sepultura.
Yeah.
That would be sick. Suicide Silence with Mitch. I was fortunate enough to play with them back in the day.
I was
play
too.
with them too.
I played
in
with them in
Alaska.
with
Yeah.
my band Machine Corps. We opened for him. I actually got to hang out with him. He's a good dude.
Yeah. They would be really fun to have their, you know, them back with Mitch.
Yeah.
Eddie's awesome, but just, you know, for the sake of the conversation. Who else would be really cool?
Gojira would be good.
Gojira would be rad. You know who I always liked, which would be fun to play with? Snot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or what's that one? Electric
The original
Callboy?
singer?
Yeah, original singer. Their new guy's
original
doing
singer.
awesome, you know, but the original vocalist, you know, he would have been really cool to meet and hang out, you know. Those guys would be on there. But it's a 3-day fest. That's a lot of
I
bands.
know. We got to think
you
about
know.
a lot of bands.
Mhm.
Original lineup of Pantera would be good.
There you go.
White Zombie. The old school stuff.
Mm-hmm. You know, I miss Winds of Plague. That'd be really cool to have them guys jam again.
You're missing
Vital
Fit for-
Remains.
You're missing Fit for an Autopsy.
Oh man, Fit
Yeah,
for an
they'd have to
Autopsy
be
is
there for
awesome,
sure.
man.
They're amazing people.
Yeah, there are. I'm drawing a blank again. They're guitarists. So we're on. Ryan and I. Ryan's the other guitarist who's not here right now. We're Arachnid Cabinet artists, and getting the opportunity to play at NOM at the booth, getting to meet a lot of those guys. But Patrick Sheridan.
Yep.
Super fucking awesome guy, man. Coming through both years, jamming on the gear over there. And he's a really nice guy. And he fucking just crushes. You know, listen to him play. You know, so shout out to those guys.
I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
That's what's hard. Like, you get put on the spot. Like, I know a bunch of bands, but I can't remember them right now. But I don't know.
And then our homies, you know, we'd always throw our homies on
Oh,
the
yeah.
fest. You know,
Yeah.
we have some good homies, Slaughterhouse Effect, again, Take, Homies and Teach, Within Oblivion, Horror Collective, just a couple right off the top.
Asylum of Ashes.
Asylum of Ashes. You know, we did our first run with those guys.
Can't forget
Super fun.
Decepticide, those boys in Alaska.
Uh-huh. The homies in
Yeah, the ones
Alaska.
up there.
You know, so all of them, everybody, we'd all be on there.
What is the best advice you can give somebody that is coming up in the music industry?
Yeah.
Just do it for the love of it,
Yeah.
and the rest will come.
Yeah. We love what we're doing. We don't make
Yeah.
shit with what we do.
Don't quit your day job. Just do it for the passion. Don't do it for the money.
Yeah. I mean, we love every bit of what we do. You know, we just constantly come out of pocket to do everything we're doing, you know. And it's humbling, you know, knowing how much or how not big we are and how much that costs us financially to just maintain, you know, with what we do. So it's very inspirational to see other bands that are out there just putting down the grind and doing 2, 3, 4 week tours, month long, 6 months or whatever, you know, just doing these tours and just grinding. That's very humbling. And for anybody that wants to get to that point, I think you have to just love what you're doing because it's going to cost you. You know, just love what you do and have fun with it. We have the most fun that I've ever had in any band I've played with. We goof off. You know, our online presence is hardly, you know, serious at all. You know, there's not a lot of serious stuff we put out there, and it's all jokes and memes and good times. You know, we party at our shows, where we throw a party. You know, it's a interactive show. You know, we interact with the people. We have games. We give out free merch every show. So it's you know, if you're not having fun, then you're probably not going to make it very long.
Mm-hmm. Crowd participation.
Yeah.
When's the first time you were recognized in the wild?
Damn, it's been happening more and more recently
Here
out
in
here.
Vegas, or
Yeah,
just in general.
For me in Vegas,
Yeah.
nobody knows me anywhere else. I don't travel anywhere. It's been happening a little bit more and more, you know, as we've been doing more and more shows, at least the bigger shows, and people, you know, will start just kind of be like, "Hey, what's up, Joe?" Not really come up to me so much, you know, and introduce themselves. I want to shake my hand by any way, you know. I'm just me, but they'll, you know, shout me out. "Hey, what's up, Joe?" You know, and be like, "Oh shit, you know, I recognize you from the show. You know, I don't know you, but it's fucking rad." You know, and it's something doesn't happen a lot, but it's more and more, and it's something I'm getting used to actually. You know, we'll be out and my girlfriend and I will be just, you know, strolling around and so I'll be like, "Hey, what's up, Joe?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey," you know. So that's always pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know.
My first time here is when it was last summer. It was right after we played a show. I think it was, I don't know, remember I had to catch a plane the next day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I went back to Alaska for a couple weeks. And while I was at the airport, some guy comes up, he's like, "Oh man, you're Chuck, you're the drummer of Body of Filth." And I was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" So that was kind of cool.
Is it easy to remember people in the crowd?
No.
Yeah, straight up, it's not. For me, the way I remember them is whoever I can kind of like see moving around, and then I'll kind of pinpoint them in the crowd while we're playing. Then through the night, usually the people that stand out and stay memorable are the ones that will actually reach out, you know, give you a high five, say what's up. You know, I'm big with rolling through the crowd and giving everybody high fives. I do it all the time. And most of the time, that's how I'll get my connection with somebody, you know, and be like, "Hey, what's up?" High five. And then I'll remember that face, you know, not necessarily names. I'm horrible with names, but you know, just that little interaction is just enough for me to at least remember I'd seen them at a Body of Filth show, and it's nice. I like the interaction.
Are you guys normally at the merch table afterwards?
Yeah. We don't really utilize a merch person. Our girlfriends will run it while we play. And then after we play, we'll hit up the table, and then we'll kind of trade off back and forth. One of us or two of us will hang out at the booth, and everybody else will kind of go out and mingle and hang out for a bit, and then we'll just swap out. And there's not really like a time frame either, which is really wild. Now that I think about it, every show somebody just ends up back at the table. Hey, you good? All right, if you want to go run around, it's like, oh shit, all right, and we just swap out naturally, and it's nice, everybody's
Sometimes
mindful
it's
of
just
each other.
unspoken too. It's just like, oh shit, where'd everybody go?
So before I let you guys go, do you have any cool stories of playing that you can remember?
Yeah, I have one that stands out for me. When we played in Sacramento, I think I have to edit what I'm saying, but so we had a GoPro taking a lot of footage, and the GoPro got lost by our vocalist. He took something that night, and he can't remember where he put it. So that whole show was wild. The documentation that we probably had that's on that GoPro, again, out there in digital land, if anybody has this GoPro, send us the footage. I don't even care about the GoPro. Send us the footage. We know there's something on there.
It has to be.
Some good shit.
That was wild.
But that particular show, we do this thing called Pit Boss. We throw a volleyball out there with our name on it. That's part of our merch giveaway that we do at every show. These people kind of throw down, fight over the ball, and at the end of the set, whoever brings us that ball gets custom merch. So it's not just free merch, pick out merch from the table. We hand make t-shirts that say Pit Boss based on the year. They get a new gorilla, and we use a gorilla logo, or a gorilla face on all of them. So they get this personalized shirt. So it means a lot. It's like a trophy for them. And at that Sacramento show, it was all kids. And you're just looking at this group of like 30 kids just bombarding each other. And they're not hurting each other. They're kids, they're playing. But it was wild. They threw down to the music, got the ball, and this little tiny ass kid won it. I think he was from Texas, or some shit. I don't remember. But that was fun. That whole day was fun, and that's a really memorable moment. Especially with Fun Dip and his and his fun time.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same thing. I like doing the all ages shows, getting the younger crowds involved. That way, so we can bring our kids to the show.
Yeah,
and they get to see what we do and enjoy it. And that one show we did, I think it was the Eagle Area Hall, where that kid went underneath the stage to grab the ball because it got kicked underneath the stage, and this little kid runs up, dives down there, and gets it.
And his dad dragged him out.
Yeah, and someone's like, "Buy that kid a beer." That's good.
No, I always appreciate when there's kids there, but like sometimes it's not appropriate. Like it's all ages,
right?
But like when they're knee high. The kids aren't going to see anything really, and and
that's what's fun with for kids at our shows. When all the shows, whether they're 21 and over or all ages, we do interact. We're big on throwing out props and stuff, pool noodles, floaties, all the above. So we make it fun for them. You have all these colorful pool noodles and kids just out there swirling them around. Their parents are swirling them around. All these crowd killers are swirling them around, and it's a lot of fun just visually, and the kids enjoy it. So I think more and more they want to come back and see us. So we're seeing now repeat children at our shows. Their parents like, oh, my kid really wanted to see you. It's like, oh shit, right on. That's great. 10-year-old wants to come and see us. That's awesome. It means a lot.
That's cool. You ever bring them on stage?
We haven't yet, but we actually should. because there's a lot of kids that come and throw down at our shows. Even some of these younger kids will damn near kick the shit out of each other just because they want to, karate kick and windmill each other, and they have fun doing it, and they do it to each other, and they're holding each other's arms afterwards, picking each other up, and we should give them some recognition.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Next all ages show, if you're under 21, come out. We'll get you on stage and hang out for a minute.
You can do a couple roundhouse kicks and the windmill.
Yeah.
So before I let you guys go, what do you want to say to your fans?
Just keep supporting us, keep coming out. We do it for you guys. That's why we do these shows. It's not for us, it's for you guys. And just keep supporting us. Come to our shows, tell your friends. That way we can keep doing what we love.
Yeah. Right off that, 100%. We thank everybody for the support we've gotten so far. We do have some shows coming up. Can we plug those real quick?
Yep.
Yeah. So next Friday on the 23rd, we'll be performing at the Dive Bar. That's a 21 plus show. That'll be with Smile on the Center, Snuff Tape, us and our homies in Slaughterhouse Effect. Then we are playing on June 7th in Anaheim for the Orange County Hardcore and Death Fest. That's a massive lineup. So just check out our socials to get the flyer info for that. Those tickets are $20. So if there's anybody needs some direction on getting those, you can reach out to us. We'll help you get some. Then July 11th, we'll be in Arizona and Kingman, Arizona. And we are doing a Mario Kart competition, Metal Fest competition thing, so hey, that winner gets $250 from the brewery. So if anybody is in the area and wants to go out, it's going to be Mario Kart. And
what's it called? The Rickety Cricket?
Yeah. Rickety Cricket Brewery. Yeah. So, head out there. That'll be a lot of fun. We do have a festival planned out that we really can't talk about at the moment. We're waiting for them to drop the lineup, but that will be, we can say it's going to be in Cali in September. Okay. So that's as much as we can really talk about. But once that goes out, then we'll be promoting it too. And I think that's all we got right now. So yeah, again, thank you everybody for the support. Check out our Facebook, TikTok, IG, Spotify, subscribe, share, everything you can do helps us out. And it's, it's much appreciated. Johnny Phillips, man. What's up, dog? I see you in there. I see you. We'll come to the Bay Area. Ryan keeps telling us we need to get back to Sac. So sometime we'll get out that way and see all you guys.
All right. I'd like to thank you for your time. Once again, this is on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Twitch is just Concert Rob. If you're not subscribed, please do, and follow them on every platform you will find them on.
Be there, Johnny. Right on. Rob, thank you very much for having us. Anytime, anything comes up, we'd love to chat again, so always reach out. And everybody out there, make sure you subscribe to, Concert Junkies, Rob and John as well, their YouTube. Follow them, like, support, all the above. Helps them, helps us, helps everybody.
Before I end this, I will see everybody next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Right on.
All right.